What a bunch of useless, bureaucratic, welfare queen statists. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Gradowski here of We Are Change.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy, wild, and disgusting news to get into today, especially when it comes to foreign relations and, of course, the latest Democratic and Republican sideshow political theater news that, of course, a lot of powerful people don't want you fully understanding. And that's why we're going to be doing our best to make sense of all of the nonsense, all of the anger, all of the hatred, all of the confusion, as if everyone was Mitch McConnell or Joe Biden. We're going to be doing all of our best here to clear up all the psyops and confusion here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is by, I don't have no clue who this person is, at Tano Casa 4, highlighting a very interesting video from, what is this, Japan? Of police officers showing just how useful they are by ferrying, probably stealing a boat, since, you know, that's usually what these type of people usually do, as they were afraid of going into knee-deep water, as the very strong female role lead officers who watched too many Marvel movies and are clearly way too confident for the job can't handle this donut-loving officer who clearly was a little bit too overweight for all the female power in this boat during flooding in France. And at least here in the United States, we have still some kind of semblance of freedom and personal responsibility, or at least we thought, as of course in Nebraska, a police officer pulled a man over for having a bull riding in his passenger seat, leaving a lot of people asking the question, I thought this was America. Not so much as of late, as of course even children are being prosecuted and expelled from schools from representing signs that helped start this nation, particularly the Gadsden flag, which according to one teacher was linked to the origins of slavery, which it wasn't. This has also in America, major media organizations like CNN are standing behind two Ugandan men that did horrible, unspeakable actions against a disabled man and a 12-year-old child. Yes, this is the type of people that CNN is standing up for. As of course, in related African gluteus maximus news, we have Tucker Carlson that recently came out and claimed that the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, enjoyed smoking some nose candy while having, how do I say this? This is a family-friendly show. Doing extracurricular activities with his gluteus maximus with another male. Related to this story from Uganda on CNN. This as Tucker Carlson, during a recent interview, brought up Larry Sinclair, an individual that, by the way, I personally know, and his accusations against Barack Obama, who, according to him, in the back of a limo, did a little bit of that white rock and a little bit of that CNN Ugandan activity. Holy frickin' cow. YouTube censorship is crazy. Again, family-friendly show here. This, as of course, that's not the only tongue lashing that Barack Obama received after being heavily criticized by Joe Rogan and breakout star musician Oliver Anthony on a recent podcast show where Obama and Hillary were called out for their flip-flopping stances on major key political issues, which would have had these politicians been canceled for. Here's a portion of the clip that I think is worth watching.
You can look at politicians over a 15-year span and like they'll quote something from like, oh, good God, I think any politician from the 90s is going to have a lot different opinions on emotional triggers that we talk about today.
Bro, politicians from the 90s, from the Democratic Party sound like
yeah.
They sound like there was this
what does that tell
when
you,
Biden passed the crime bill in 94, there's this famous speech that he gives about locking people up so that his wife is safe and so that they're safe and that I'm safe. And it's this, it sounds like right-wing, like Proud Boy speech. It's crazy. It sounds like a patriot speech, like what you worry about militia saying.
I know very little about any of this, but my understanding is I know for sure with Hillary Clinton, but I think even with Obama, originally their stance was very much against gay marriage, and then it flipped around.
She didn't support gay marriage till 2013.
Yeah.
2013.
As of course, it's important to remember politicians will tell you anything when they're campaigning, when they're running for political office, and then when they're in office, they just do whatever the hell the multinational corporations and technocratic overlords or AI, artificial intelligence that's already in control and sentient and transhumanists already tell them to do. This, as of course, we keep facing more and more censorship on big tech social media, as of course, Tim Kennedy, myself, and a lot of other content creators are being absolutely obliterated on Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and that's one reason out of many reasons why I created LukeUnfiltered.com, our own platform where we get to say and do whatever in the world we want. As of course, we're going to be doing a very special video for members later on today, getting into some spicy hot button issues. This broadcast has been pretty spicy. It's going to get a lot spicier on LukeUnfiltered.com. As of course, we are building up our independent media enterprise here, as we have just launched TakeCalm.com. Yes, you heard that correctly. TakeCalm.com. As of course, we have a relative of Mr. Klaus Schwab, who officially, unofficially is our brand ambassador for this elixir that I personally take that has helped me a lot, especially if you're dealing with something like anxiety or stress. This is something that I've been researching for over a year. We've been working very hard behind the scenes in order to make this product a reality. It's finally here. Trust me, we tested all the brands out there. This is one of the best ones out there. Talk to your medical professional before taking anything into your own body. But truly, we worked very hard, and now we are very proud to have launched this product that has helped me out tremendously when it comes to dealing with stress and anxiety, and I think could help you. So check out TakeCalm.com, which of course also goes towards supporting this independent media broadcast. We're also going to be giving away tickets to the Timcast IRL event on October 6th on LukeUnfiltered.com. All of that, plus a lot more, all available down in the description below, as of course we continue on with our main topic of discussion, and that is the politicians that aren't really there. As previously a couple weeks ago, I described Joe Biden as a prophylactic skin suit for the powers that be to use him as a way to implement all the extremely unpopular policies that have been rammed down our throats. As of course, U.S. Senator Mitch Cocaine McConnell is also a career politician that has done the bidding of the special interests and has screwed over the American people just as much as Joe Biden has, as he was caught in another moment freezing up at an event in Kentucky where, of course, he was seen almost completely lifeless. And in related lifeless news, we just got a new video online that is being shared around wildly, allegedly showing Yevgeny Prigozhin, the former Wagner chief, in a video saying that all is fine, as there is the latest theory out there that his death was recently faked. I have actually looked into this story, and there are a lot of theories that have always been speculating and surrounding him and Wagner and the alleged insurrection that, of course, he tried to do on the Russian government that completely failed. He was able to, of course, negotiate safe passage to Belarus. He wasn't in Belarus, and an airplane where him and the second in command of Wagner was clearly taken out, costing him his life. Now, there, of course, was theories that this alleged insurrection in Russia was just another engineered, staged event in order to help Wagner get somehow in a better position in Belarus in order to invade Ukraine from the north, which doesn't make sense because they didn't need all of that to do that. They could have just sent troops there and not foreshadowed their attack. So that theory, again, wasn't true. We told you from the beginning of this insurrection, we will find out what actually happened here the longer time goes on and if Prigozhin is going to be alive or not. Clearly, he is not, but according to some theories, he is. And it's important to note here that before his airplane crashed in Russia, that he was actually in Africa. And, he doesn't really say much in the video. It's not like he's in the video and it's like, hey, I'm alive. I'm not really dead. He didn't really say that. He's just driving in a vehicle saying, yeah, everything's fine, but making no allusions to, him being taken out as of course it's most likely an older video that's being circulated right now. And Yevgeny Prigozhin probably is no longer with us, as of course the Russian government has a way of taking out people who they view betrayed them. This as Chechen warlords have just shown their loyalty to Vladimir Putin after Yevgeny Prigozhin's demise, as the situation in Russia still remains very tense after the demise of someone that many people saw as a hero in the country, who clearly was at odds with the regular military of the Russian government. And with this latest hit, a lot of morale has been lowered within the Russian military ranks, as there's still a lot of questions surrounding what will be the future of all the other Wagner mercenaries in the country, who the majority of do not want to sign up under the Russian military, that of course a lot of the Wagners view as absolutely incompetent. This as in related political figures who are not really there. We're getting the latest information of more trouble coming to the doorsteps of the White House, as Joe Biden now is facing more scrutiny and subpoenas from emails that used a fake name. This as Republicans are threatening more strongly worded letters and impeachment, as the White House has not released communications from a Biden email from clearly a fake name that he used under the account. This as we're finding out that Hunter Biden used an email under the name of Robin Ware, which very interestingly was also used by Antony Blinken, the current Secretary of State. Now, what was really going on here? What was really happening with these emails? What were they really being used for? Well, will we find out? I hope so, but it definitely seems that, like, the more Biden gets in trouble, the more he, of course, tries to punish his main chief political rival. That, of course, being Donald Trump, that is facing multiple indictments and nearly 700 years in jail, as USA Today is reporting that Donald Trump is running out of money to pay his lawyers for the multiple indictments that he is facing all throughout this country, as there are reports of his super PAC being, quote, almost broke, as they have alleged to have already spent $156.4 million, as it's pretty clear that these charges pressed against Donald Trump are having a very negative effect on his ability to campaign for the 2024 presidential election. This as Donald Trump has just pleaded not guilty in Georgia, as he avoided an in-person court appearance, while his main chief political rival looks like they are not doing too well, to say the least, as of course the current governor of Florida super PAC just closed their doors after securing nearly $50 million in donations, as of course a lot of major Wall Street companies have been investing in Ron DeSantis. And with Donald Trump becoming more popular in the poll numbers, I think it's pretty clear that there is going to be a major challenge against the former president of the United States by the Democrats that will be pulling out all the stops here, doing their best to try to prevent him from becoming the next president of the United States, as it's pretty clear that he right now definitely is going to be having the Republican nomination, unless there's going to be more unfair practices being put against him. As today, we're also learning from Vanity Fair and the Wall Street Journal that a former friend of Donald Trump, Mr. Epstein, actually, quote, tried to weasel his way back into Donald Trump's orbit. Now, it's pretty clear that that definitely didn't happen, as of course Epstein's demise happened under Trump. So did the cover-up of his demise, which according to the former president of the United States and speaking to Tucker Carlson, was still, quote, a legitimate event, which is, again, in my opinion, an absolutely disingenuous response and a very troubling response. But we're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all on lukeunfiltered.com right after this video. That video available down in the description below. But what do you think is going to be the next stop being put against Donald Trump, the next unfair play? Let me know down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively watching, supporting us, getting takecom.com. And because you do, that's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here because of you. And that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.